Hey y'all, it's your girl Symone and welcome back to my channel. If y'all can see by the title, today's another story time. Before we get into this video, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, give a girl a thumbs up, comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials, Instagram at Vivalayoshii, TikTok and Twitter at Lifewithsymone. Follow my business pages at Brishari and follow my business page Celia because we will be dropping November 8th in 8 days. It's my birthday and that's when we dropping, y'all. I'm excited. Anyway, so y'all know the mail lady is here. So happy Halloween, y'all. If y'all outside, I hope y'all watch this video while y'all getting ready. Show your girl some love. Make sure y'all hype this video up too. So y'all, let me go ahead and do my community spotlight of the week. So we got Kelly Kills 2K, TT Jones 2031, Queen Ashley, DQ Tiny, and we got Coco Is Me 4791. Thank you guys for being my top commenters of the week. I love y'all so much because your girl have not posted in 8 days and y'all still showing up and showing out. I fuck with y'all. All right, let's get into this story. So I know y'all see by the title like what, and it's gonna be a twist because y'all not probably gonna be expecting what happened, but you might. Just in case if you didn't, I feel like the title is kind of like, hold on. So okay, let's get into it. So I have to do a backstory before I do the actual story, which the backstory one day could be a full story, or I could kind of make this like into two basically story. Yeah, let's just do it like two stories, so it makes sense and it's not confusing. Because then if I end up telling it later, it'd probably be like, yeah. So okay. So this is when I was dealing with Joe and Joe was in jail. Mind you, well, the story don't take place at this point, but yeah. So mind you, this is when I was a teenager. Joe was in jail or juvenile hall, whatever like that. And he used to call me when he can and he'll always write me letters, right? So on one day he was calling me and he'll always tell me about this boy. We just gonna give him the name Alex. So he was telling me about this boy named Alex that he was in there with. Alex was like his dog. That was like his best friend at this point. They met in there. Of course, they didn't really know each other for real. So he was always talking about Alex and stuff like that. So it got to a point like when he would call me, Alex would hop on the phone and be like, what's up, sis? What's up, sis? It went from Alex calling me sis to calling me his best friend. He was like, you gonna be my best friend at this point because nigga don't really got nobody really in his life. And Joe's so lucky to have you. Yada, yada, yada. He'll always say little stuff like that. So, I don't know why this man was calling me his best friend, but I used to just let him at this point. I never would call him best friend back, but it was like, whatever. I'm like, okay, they really ain't got nothing else to do. So, shit, I guess he want to make imaginary friends with me. Why not? So, anyway, he will always call me, like I said, well, not him, but Joe will always call me Alex, hop on the phone. He talking about something. When I get out, you got to hook me up with somebody. Just being cool, like, you know, always talking like that. So one day, my grandma ended up coming to my room and she was like, you got mail. Mind you, anytime I had mail, I already knew it was a letter from Joe because I'm a teenager. I don't have mail. I'm in high school. I don't have mail at all coming at this point. So it was letters from Joe. So I'm excited, like, ooh, let me get my letter. Let me see what he wrote back. Which used to be stressful is writing letters because I used to always think like a ninja in jail, he got like a million things to say on paper. And I'd be sitting there writing like, my day was fine. I love you, I love you, I love you. I miss you, I miss you, I miss you. You know, just trying to make it 3 pages because I felt like however many pages he did, I had to write more. Anyway, so I get a letter. She handed it to me and I'm looking. I said, who the fuck is this? Mind you, the name on the letter, let's just say the name said like Alexander White or something like that. So I'm like, who the fuck is Alexander? You know, it's not crossing. It's not like clicking to me at this moment. I'm just thinking like, what the like, who is this? I ended up opening up the letter and it was just basically like, hey, best friend, it's me, Alex. Joe gave me your address because he said he wanted me to have it because he's about to go home soon and he don't have like he have an address, but they was like, it's crazy because they lived where they lived for a long ass time. So why the fuck you giving out my address? The word is not stable. Yeah, I guess so. Basically, he was saying like me and my family is more stable, which I guess not saying that Joe was poor. I'm not saying that. Cause and that's something else. Let me before I get back to this story, let me stop real quick. Y'all, somebody always gotta ruin it for everybody, but not like that. Just know from now on, I'm not giving a lot, even though I don't give details for I give like the smallest details. I'm not even doing small details no more because now somebody DMing me, I ain't gonna say who or from what story time, but now somebody DM me telling me that somebody told them that they was in a story. Like, why is y'all doing all of that? It's not that deep. Not that deep at all. So yeah, if the nigga was a Crip or a Blood, I can't tell you if he was from here or there. I'm not saying shit else. No more details. I try to make it a little fun, you know, because you see small details and you think like, oh, I might know who you're talking about. You know, just to make it fun, because if you do, you do. You know, it's one of those things like we know. We ain't got to say too much. But people just ruin shit because I feel like that was weird. So yeah. So anyway, Where was I at? So basically Joe was telling him, like, you know, he know for sure that my family is still gonna be living at the same place. So here's an address to find me whenever you get out or whatever like that, which kind of pissed me the fuck off. I ain't even gonna hold you, because you could have asked me if that was okay first or something. Like, why would you just get this random ass my motherfucking address and say, hey, find me here? How you know me and you even gonna be still cool? I mean, Joe was getting out in like a month, but please, who is this nigga? So anyway, yeah, he gave my address. The boy just basically told me that in the letter and was just like, yeah, best friend, da da da, write me back. A ninja don't be getting no type of mail. Hook me up with somebody. I don't care if you write back and just say ... Just write me back, because I'm ain't got no life. Like, nobody writes me. So I was just like, oh, that was weird, right? Mind you, at this point, I'm telling my friends, like, girl, why this one boy wrote me and da 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 da. I'm just basically seeing, because I'm like, I don't know how to feel about the situation, and I couldn't wait for Joe to call me because I wanted to cuss him the fuck out. So, well, yeah. So he ended up calling me. It slipped my mind by the time he called, and I was just like, hey, like, Joe, what's good? At this point, I was back at home. I was back at my house in the IE or whatever. So and this was how this shit was really freaking crazy. I didn't have no I had a cell phone, I had a psychic, and you know, you couldn't call. I didn't have minutes. Like, it was just like text and internet or whatever. And remember when it was a hack and nobody has to pay their phone bill for like a year and a half, maybe 2, you just have free internet for life. But yeah, so he couldn't call my phone, so I used to have him call my mom's cell phone. We didn't have no house phone over there, but at my grandma's house we had a house phone. But either way it goes, like, this not my phone, so you know, you catch me when you can. When you call me, you might not catch me, you might catch me, you might not. So anyway, I'm at home, and my mom ended up giving me the phone, like, oh, your friend called or whatever. It's not like it was a collect call, so don't think like, oh, your mom was participating in this. No, it's not a collect call or nothing like that. And I used to get mail to my grandma's house. Like, it wasn't that. It was like, you answer and it's, hi, can I speak to Symone? Like, yeah, it wasn't like you have a collect call from a nigga that shouldn't be calling her. You know, it wasn't that. Anyway, so yeah, he ended up calling me, and by this time that he reached me, like, we was able to talk, it slipped my mind. So I ended up bringing it up because Alex got on the phone, and he was like, did you get my letter? And I was like, oh yeah, da 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 da. And I was like, put Joe back on the phone. So when he got back on the phone, I'm like, Joe, yeah, Alex wrote me a letter. Did you know that? Like, basically, even though he just heard him say that, he was like, yeah. I told him to get your address or whatever. He was like, yeah, or whatever. So I was like, yeah, he wanted me to write him back or find somebody to write him. He was like, he just want to get mail. You know, it feel good to get your name called for mail. So, I mean, you could just write back anything or whatever like that. It don't matter. So I was just like, okay, you know, just running it by him, even though, like, what would I write back? I guess he just wanted to really get his name called. I guess, I don't know. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I ended up writing him back, and I basically was just like, okay, nice meeting you. Literally, it was a pointless ass letter. It probably was like 3 sentences. Like, hello, thank you, bye. Like, it was pointless as fuck, right? So next thing you know, when mail come through at the house again, at my grandma's house picking up my mail, I'm looking, I got 2 letters. So I'm thinking like, oh, Joe wrote me 2 letters. Why one of them is from Alex? So I'm like, why did he write me back? Like, we not finna do this. Like, I'm not about to be asking my grandpa for stamps all the time, because I know he be fed up with me, even though he used to send out a lot of letters in life. Anyway, stamps cost, and when I used to ask for them too many times, my grandpa would be annoyed with me. So yeah, I was like, okay, I'm not about to be writing him back. Like, this is not what we finna be doing. So I end up opening the letter and I'm reading it. And this is where it kind of got weird to me. So he like, hey, best friend, I wish I could put a face to you or whatever like that. Mind you, I sent Joe pictures before, unless Joe just ball them up or eat my photos after he get them. I'm pretty sure you done seen pictures of me. So he was like, I want to put a face to my best friend, da 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 da. Can you send me some photos? That was weird. And at this point, I'm like, bitch, no. Because what I look like sending you some photos? That's weird. So I just responded to Joe letter. I didn't respond to his. Joe called me. It'll be the same little stuff, you know, we get on the phone, whatever. At one point, Joe was like, he had to go to the bathroom or something like that, so he left Alex on the phone with me. Alex was talking like, oh, did you get my letter? And I'm like, oh, no, just lying. He's like, okay, well, I'm gonna send you another one. Like, you know, I thought you got it or whatever. He's like, because, you know, I just want to see my best friend. I just asked you for, like, pictures or whatever. Mind you, Joe not by the phone. So I was like, oh, Joe got pictures of me? He was like, oh, I didn't even think like that. He was like, but those his photo. Like, I want my own photos, like, of my best friend. What? Like, this is weird. So I was just like, Oh, okay. Like, you know, just basically trying to end the conversation. So he was like, yeah, you know, like, a nigga finna get tatted. And I was like, oh, for real? Like, you can get a tattoo in there? Mind you, I didn't know that they were doing tattoos in juvenile hall. That's crazy. But I'm like, you get a tattoo? He was like, yeah, I'm gonna get tatted. He was like, I was thinking, like, I'm gonna get your name. I'm gonna get my best friend name tatted on me. Because why not? Like, you my best friend. I really fuck with you. I love you. Da-da-da-da-da. So at this point, I'm confusion as shit. Because I'm thinking, like, I know you get on the phone and we laugh and kiki a few times. But, like, what is you talking about? So he was like, I'm gonna get my best friend name. So I was like, who your best friend? Because you ain't talking about me. So he like, you my best friend. Symone, I'm gonna get your name. Symone, I can't get it. Da, 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 da. Just kept on. I'm just like, I don't know. That's just crazy. Like, I wouldn't advise you to get it. He was like, well, we should get a matching tattoo or something like that. Like, he just talking about tattoos. So I was like, why would we get matching tattoos or whatever like that? He was like, because I want to get a matching tattoo with you. Like, Joe told me that y'all got matching tattoos. So I was like, well, technically we don't. He got my name, I got his. Like, we don't have matching tattoos though. But I was like, yeah. So he was just like, dang, well, because I really think that, like, you know, we should get something. Like, and don't forget to send me my photo. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you got to link me with somebody. He just changed the way he was talking. He's like, yeah, you got to plug me with somebody. Yeah, hook me up with your friend. Don't be scared. Yeah, tell them I'm a real blah, da, 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 da. They can write me, da, 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 da. Yeah, have them send me some photos. Send me some pictures of your friends. Yeah, when I asked you for pictures, that was of your friends. That he just started talking like that. Next, you know, Joe got back on the phone, which I kind of assumed, like, he must be walking back up because his whole little shit switched up. So Joe talking, I didn't just tell him what happened because the boy, it's like he would stick around. Whenever it would be times where, like, it's just us on the phone and Joe ended up walking away, it's like he'd stick around for the conversation, I guess, to make sure I don't tell him. But it's like I could tell him. I don't care if he in there fighting. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I don't know. It was just kind of weird. Mind you, at this point, Joe about to come home. So he ended up getting, like, now let's fast forward. Joe ended up getting out. He out, he home, whatever, wipe me down, he fresh, you know, whatever. So Joe got home and he got on his feet quick as fuck. Like, he literally did the same shit he did to go in there, I guess. Heck, that's his life, his problem. So he doing good or whatever, right? Things is cool. At this point, I end up getting a letter from Alex. So I'm like, oh, Joe, I got a letter from Alex. So he like, what it say? Mind you, we on the phone. I open up the letter. He like, what it say? It is me quiet. He like, what it say? And I'm like, oh, mind you, the letter is saying just like, hey, Joe left, let him know, like, I'm still thinking about him. Like, you know, like that. But like I'm still, hope he doing good out there, whatever. I'll be home soon. We got a link, da-da-da, which I'm start repeating it to him. And he just was like, yeah, I love you, best friend. And can you send me your number because I would like to call you because, you know, I miss talking to you, da-da-da. Can you send me some photos? You still never sent them. And by the way, I got your name tatted. Y'all, I was confused as fuck. So I didn't read that last part to Joe, which I know I should have, but I just didn't. I don't know why I just didn't read it. Because he was a crash out in the way Joe was. He was going to try to flip that shit on me somehow. So I just didn't read that part to him. So he was just like, oh, yeah, that's my dog. Da, 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 da. Okay, well, don't write him. It's no point in writing him. Like, he know where to find me when he come home. So we'll just talk to him when that happens. Like, there's no need for us to talk to him ever until then. So I'm just like, okay, that's fine with me because I was never going to write this crazy ass back anyway. So let's fast forward to the current daytime when this story take place. We're going to fast forward. It's probably like 2 years later, right? So me and Joe, we often, at this point, we not together, but we're like, he always was like in and out my life. And remember, I always told y'all that, like, he was the only person I felt like that could come like in and out. And I felt like that was then, not now. I don't give a damn about nothing Joe be saying. So anyway, so yeah, then whatever. So at this point, we're not together. This is back when I was like talking to Seven. Seven used to have my mind going, but he was playing a lot of games too. So the way Seven used to get at me is like if I was slow. He used to, and I would just, I don't know. Anyway, so this around that time, I got a lot going on. This is when I'm hanging out in the hood every day. You know, like I'm just big gang banged out or whatever, right? This is when I'm just having my time living my life. So around that time, Joe used to be kind of like, I don't know, I think he felt the way because at that point he couldn't really like have as much as a hold on me because you can't just pull up to my house. I'm not just there. I'm outside. I'm doing this. I got my own car. I'm living like I'm doing the most. So sometimes when he'd get money, Joe knew one thing. When he get money, he turned into like Big Trick and Big Trick. It doesn't sound like a name. But anyway, he want to spend it and he felt like that's the way he could get me. So whenever he'd get money, that's when he want to come around. He want to wine and dine me after he done did it for another bitch first though, of course. But he always made sure he looked looked out for me, which was crazy. Like, he'd come over and he'd probably like drop me off some money or take me to eat or to the mall and then brag about how he took another bitch to somewhere better and he took me to Chili's and slid me some money. Like, just weird stuff like that. So anyway, he ended up calling me and I'm like, what's up? Like, what? Like, what you want? So at this point, the little shit didn't, like, it bothered me, but it didn't bother me that much. I used to just be there for benefits. Like, I ain't even gonna hold you. I used to be like, shit, you wanna play these stupid ass games? I'm a broke college student, baby. I'm finna get benefits. You wanna play and pay? Okay. Anyway, so he ended up calling me. I'm like, what's up? Like, what do you want? So he was just like, oh, where you at? Like, you at home or are you in the hood? Because you know you be in the such and such, the hood I'll be in. So I was like, nah, I'm at home today. Like, I'm just chilling. Like, why? So he was just like, cuz I was going to pull up. Like, who you with? So I'm like, I'm at home by myself. So he like, oh, okay. Mind you, I didn't have my hood friends at my house. I ain't stupid now. I ain't trust y'all that much. So he was just like, yeah, who you with or whatever. I'm like, I'm by myself. Like, why? So he was like, okay, find a homegirl, because the homie, we both got some money. We just passed, not away. He was like, we just passed and, you know, we trying to spend money. My homeboy, he trying to, you know, trick on some. He trying to take somebody shopping. We trying to go eat. We trying to do this or that. So I said, oh, is you trying to take somebody shopping too? Mind you, I'm talking about me. So he was just like, you know, I got you. Da, 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 da. I said, okay, because, yeah, I'm about to come with you and bring a homegirl. And I just stand there and watch and say, must be nice while your homeboy buy her shit. So he's like, yeah, no. Who you gonna bring? Who you gonna bring? So I'm like, let me see. I'm trying to think of somebody. So I'm like, what about Toxic? This is like before me and her fell off, but we was kind of like not as close anymore. But it was like us fading away at this point. So I'm like, what about Toxic? So he was like, no, not her. Don't bring her. So I'm like, why? He was like, because no, I told my homeboy about her and he don't want to talk to her. So I'm like, why you tell her about her then? Like, the fuck? He was like, because I just, you know, when we mentioned this conversation today, damn, just picking a friend. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, He started naming people. He naming my hood homegirls. So I'm like, no. Because mind you, the hood I hung in, Joe was like, they op. So I'm not about to bring my hood friends because what if they set you up? Like, you know, like again, don't trust them like that. At this point, I'm hanging out with them and I know them, but it's like, I don't know y'all intentions or what y'all would do for a ninja in this hood. So yeah, and Joe was touching some money and a lot of niggas we was hanging out with was not touching any motherfucking thing. Shit. All they was doing was touching a pack of Newports in my door handle because they was always in my motherfucking whip. But yeah, so yeah, I was like, nah, no, you already know. He was like, man, I'm not scared of them. The homies, we ain't never scared of no girl. I'm like, yeah, but no, I don't got time for that. Cause then, yeah, no. So I'm trying to think. I'm like, who could it be? So I had remember it was this girl I went to school with in the IE, and she just moved to LA to go to school. I was gonna say to school. I can't even say that. So anyway, she moved to LA to go to school, and I was like, oh, her. I'm like, I can invite her. I'm like, we've been trying to plan to hang out for real. Like, we hung out probably like once, but we haven't really hung out. We've been planning to try to hang out, and it hasn't, our like schedules haven't been aligning because when she would want to hang out with me, I want to be in a hood. So I didn't really have time, and I didn't want to bring her around that because, again, every time I did bring people around, it's always some issues. So I was just like, yeah, okay. What about this one girl? Like, mind you, he don't know who she is. So he was just like, okay, she cool. Like, where's she from? I'm like, she on bank. She from the IE. Like, she just moved out here. She didn't really have no friends, but the ones like she worked with or went to school with. So I'm like, cool, yeah, we can hang out. And she always used to want to be like, girl, you got to introduce me to a hood ninja. I want a hood ninja. Like, she wanted one so bad. And I was just like, okay, this will work. At least it's one that's gonna spend something on her, and not saying that not saying it like that, because there's gonna be somebody in the comments like, why he had to spend something? Not like that, but like, if I know the people I hang out with is a good hood fun time, I'm not gonna hook my friend up with them knowing that these niggas ain't got shit going on for themselves, and now that's just gonna be a headache for her. Like, they just gonna try to get in her house, gang bang in it, bring all their homies there. Why would I do that? I'm not finna do that to my friend. Like, no. So I was just like, okay, cool, I'm gonna hit her up. So I ended up hitting her up, and I was just like, hey girl, what you doing today? I just told her the whole spiel, like, my ex wanna do this, that, and the third, or whatever. So she was like, bitch, I am down. I just got off work, let me change, and yeah, let me know when you on the way. I ain't have to say too much. So Joe ended up coming to pick me up, and we go straight to her house. So when she started walking outside, Joe was like, who the fuck is that? Mind you, I told you don't fucking know her. So he like, there you go. You always just hanging out with some random ass people trying to make friends with people. You too damn friendly. Joe, and he would hate me today because I link with anybody. Not like that. But like, only how I link with people is if I go based off vibes. And if I could look off your pictures and be like, she cool, you know, I could feel a good vibe. At least some people, you could look at their pictures and be like, I ain't linking with this demonic asshole. But yeah. So he was just like saying that or whatever. And I'm like, we went to school together. Like, bitch, shut up. So she ended up getting in the car. I'm like, hey, girl, whatever. He was like, all right, we been to go pick up the homeboy. Yeah, he gonna like you. When he said that, that pissed me off. Because, bitch, what is you talking about? He's like, yeah, he gonna like you. So she was just like, she was just laughing. We gonna actually give her a name. Let's name her Giggles. And that's kind of self-explanatory. So she just kind of like giggling. And I'm just thinking like, not too much Giggles, bitch. Fuck, don't be laughing at no weird joke my nigga say. Cause cuss him the fuck out. Cause yeah. So I was just like, you so irritating. Like, come on, let's go. Like, let's leave. So he look at me and he just smile and he trying to do the most, throw up gang signs. He want to show off his little dimple. He be doing like the most, like you could tell when he trying to force it, like, and she's sitting behind me so she could see him, and he kept looking over at me, but I know you looking at her in the side. He was just doing the shit that was really irritating the fuck out of me, and I'm just like, oh, I'm so happy that I don't really with this nigga like that, because you are fucking weird. Like, one thing about it, even if he wouldn't try a girl that we with, he wants to be that center of attention. Like, he want everybody to see him. He want people to look at him just like, oh, he that ninja. Like, and I used to be so irritating about I was gonna say about me about him, because it was like, boy, chill the fuck out, you doing too much. So anyway, we ended up pulling up to this house, and he was like, yeah, I'm about to go get my homeboy. He didn't cut the car off or nothing. He just parked and he had the music blasted because he wanted everybody to hear his beat. Ho, turn that shit the fuck down. So once he got out, I turned it down because ho, the fuck? So I'm talking to her and I'm just like, hey, like whatever. So she was like, girl, who is that? Y'all, Giggles, you're doing too much, ho. Get out the car and walk home. So she's like, girl, who's that? So I'm like, that's Joe. Like, remember my ex Joe that I used to like talk about? You probably don't remember, but like in high school or whatever. And she was just like, wait, that one boy? I was like, yeah. She was like, that's him? And I was like, yeah. She was like, oh my God, y'all been dealing with each other for so long. Like, damn, how long y'all been together? So I'm like, girl, that's not my man. I had to make that clear, because don't think that my man would just disrespect me like that. So I was just, back then, yeah, whatever. So I'm like, that's not my man. So I'm like, yeah, we just on and off or whatever like that or whatever. So she was like, girl, you stay going back to an ex. At this point, that really like rubbed me the wrong way, because Giggles, bitch, who the fuck is you talking to? I didn't stay going back to nothing. One thing about me, I'm really like, once I'm done with you, you could never again. You will never touch me. I never double back with any of my exes ever. Like, only thing is like they could probably get a little conversation out of me, maybe a link, but that's it. You ain't gonna never again. It ain't gonna be none of that. Like, once we've been broken up for like months. Yeah, no. Only person that ever doubled back was Joe, and that was back then. Yeah. So yeah, who the fuck is you talking to? So I said, girl, I don't know who you thinking about, because that ain't me. Because bitch, what? So she was just like, she just started laughing. So I'm just like, so at this point, I'm just looking out the window, because I was not trying to like get annoyed with her, because it's like, you know, she didn't really do nothing. But the comment kind of irritated me, because did I just do some shit to you? Like, why you do that? So next thing you know, the boy and Joe coming outside, and they just like all smiles and stuff like that, and like, you know, looking at each other and like doing a whole little hit each other chest, like not like that, not with a open hand this way, but like the backhand, like you like nigga da, 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 like that, like not like Joe rubbing on his chest. I just want to be clear. So anyway, they coming outside or whatever. So I hear Joe like, man, look at Joe, nigga, like da 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 da. You really look like. He like, bro, look at Joe. We grown the fuck up now, nigga. Damn. So I'm thinking like, I could have swore Joe said him and this could just pass. And that's why they want to do this, because to me it seems like do you know him? When the last time you seen this man? Because you could tell they like catching up, and they just like all smiles and stuff like that. So he like, damn, that's crazy, all this other stuff like that. Joe walking up to the car, and before he could have me fucked up, I just off top was like opening the door, and he was like, why you open the door? And I started walking to the other side, and I was like, he could sit in the front, and I went to the back seat. Mind you, Joe wouldn't like tell me to get out the front, but sometimes he would kind of insist, and I would have to cuss him and his friend out who thought it was good to put me in the back seat. So I was just like, you know what, before he even insists in front of her, let me just go to the back. Cause yeah, and I don't know this boy, so I can't just be like, bitch, you wildin', what the fuck you look like trying to have me get in the back, you know, like it would just be too much. So I ended up getting in the back seat, they hop in the front or whatever. So oh boy, he look in the back and he like, okay, my name is, let's just say his name. Oh yeah, mind you, when I asked Joe what friend it was, let's just say Joe said this friend name was Crypto. So that's just to give him a name. So he was like, okay, hey, like my name Crypto, what's your name? So she was like, my name is Giggles, and she started laughing. So he was like, okay, Giggles, nice to meet you. All right, all right. So then he double looked at me, and then he was like, and what's your name? And mind you, Joe in the car at this point. And I was like, I'm Symone. Mind you, Joe turned smiling like this. Like, just happy as shit. I'm thinking like, why he so happy? So I'm like, oh, I'm Symone. Nice to meet you. He was like, I'm Crypto. Hold on. Bro. And he was like, yeah, bro. This is what Joe like, yeah, bro. So he like, bro, that's Symone? And he was like, yeah, bro, that's her. So then next thing you know, the boy Crypto staring at me like, that's Symone? But he's saying it to me, I guess. So I'm just like, yeah, that's me. The fuck? So I'm just like, uh-huh. He was like, never. That's crazy. What the fuck? Bro, that's her? So he was like, let me get out this car. Let me get out this car. So he get out the car and he comes around to my door and open the door. And he was like, don't be just sitting there. Give me a hug. Y'all, when I'm telling y'all I'm confused as shit, I'm thinking like, give you a hug? The fuck going on? Why this thing so excited to see me? This point in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, Joe must have had him around a different Symone, because I do not know this man. So I hop out the car. I know y'all probably thinking like, why the fuck I hop out the car and hug him? I don't know. He just was really like, and Joe was like, you ain't gonna hug him? So I'm like, fuck. So I ended up getting out the car, I hug him. He hugging me so tight. He like, damn, what? Like, he hugged me tight and then let me go, like, look at me, but still holding my shoulders. Was like, oh my God, it's you. That's crazy. So I would start like laughing, because it's a nervous laugh. Like, what? So I'm like, oh, yeah, like, where I know you from? Like, you know, like, confused. He said, where you know me from? You serious right now? He said, Joe, she's serious. So Joe's like, you know him. Stop acting like that, Symone. You know good. Like, you know him. So I'm like, I do? Like, you know, because at this point, I'm kind of just so, like, lost. Like, what? So he was like, it's me, Crypto. You gonna act like you don't know me, best friend? It's Crypto. So I said, Crypto? No, mind you, I had a lot of boy best friends in my day, but I remember what they look like, even the ones that I met off the internet, but maybe not. So I'm just like, Crypto? So he said, bro, no, she gonna know, say your name. So he was like, Alex, it's me, Alex. So I was like, Alex? Mind you, this was a short, when Joe used to get on the phone with this boy and all this, I told y'all this was like 2 years ago. I was like in high school. And after Joe said we never need to talk to this nigga again until he get out of jail, I never responded to him. He wrote letters and I just never responded to the letters. I'll open them and rip them up and throw them away. So I'm not knowing, it's not clicking to me when he said Alex. I'm like, Alex? He's like, best friend, you finna make a nigga cry? Like, why you acting like you don't know who I am? Damn, I've been gone that long. Y'all, it's still not clicking to me. I'm just like, I be having blind moments a lot. Y'all would think I be hitting the tree. I be like, so I'm like, Alex, best friend, gone a long time. So he like, man, let me get back in the car. He ended up letting go of my shoulders and walking to get back in the car, but he looked irritated. I ain't gonna hold you. So I got back in the car. So Joe was like, Symone, that's Alex. Remember from when I was in such and such camp and da-da-da-da-da and all this other shit like that. So I was like, oh, Alex, oh my God, that's you. Mind you, I've never seen this boy before. How the fuck I'm just supposed to know who you are? And then you say your name is Crypto now. What the fuck? So I'm just like, oh, Alex, that's you. I said, I'm so sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. He said, don't bro me. I'm your best friend. So I'm like, bestie, sorry. So I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. He like, yeah, what the fuck, da 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 da. Oh my God, it's been so long. So he like, Giggles, you know this my best friend? Like, damn, what y'all been up to? What she been doing all this time? I ain't talked to her. And I mean, she just left a nigga hanging. So I'm like, ooh, this kind of awkward. So he like, she just left a nigga hanging. So I'm like, it was not like that. I had moved and da da da. Yeah, granted I did move, but I still was at my same address. I mean, that's still my grandma's house. So he was like, yeah, whatever. So Joe was like, man, your grandma still live right there on blah, blah, blah street. So I was like, yeah, but I had moved, me and my mom, we moved to a different city. Like, you know, what the fuck? Like, don't put me on blast, bitch. So he was just like, man, it's cool, best friend. It's cool. We got a lot of making up to do. He was like, man, Google's like, that's really, I ain't finna tell you right now, but yeah, da, 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 da. So we pull off, they talking, smoking. I'm sitting in the backseat, I'm texting Giggles like, you good? She like, girl, I'm good. He fine as fuck, da, 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 da. Cause I ain't gonna lie. Crypto Alex, he actually was looking good. I said, ow, because when he was coming outside, I was really looking like, Joe ain't never had no cute friends like that. Joe be like the cutest one of his friends group. So I will always not really want him to go out because I just know They don't want them other niggas. They want you. Want him. All the other bitches want him. Okay, let me stop. So anyway, so yeah, we ended up pulling up. Remember I said they said they want to go eat, shop, whatever. So we ended up pulling up to a mall. I forgot what mall. Oh, we was at the Fox. Damn, did I even say we was at the Fox Hills? Because somebody might pull the tape, see who I was with. Never mind. So we was at Fox Hills or whatever. And I'm like, where we finna eat at? I mean, even though they got BJ's or whatever right there, which is cool, but I ain't know where we was finna go eat. So I'm like, where we finna eat at? So he was like, well, I don't know. We probably might not even eat here or whatever. He was like, but you know, nigga had to come in here and get fly. Like, I need a shirt. I probably need some shoes or whatever like that. And y'all know how they had a little store that be selling like resale stuff. Well, it's not resale at all, but it be like they be selling like high-end clothes or like exclusive shoes you can't find or like designer or whatever, but they sell it for like a crazy ass price. Yeah, I think Metro, I don't remember what the store was called, but they still had those. So anyway, so we end up getting out the car to go up in there. They just like, man, da da da, just chopping it up and stuff like that. So me and her walking behind them. So she was just like, girl, and they both fine as fuck. So I said, yeah, you feeling him? Mind you, Giggles, you trying me, bitch. So I'm like, you feeling Alex? So she's like, yeah, he cute. Like, he real hood, because he kept saying cuz or blood. I cannot say. He kept saying one of those. I'm just kidding. He kept saying cuz, though. She's like, yeah, he big gang banged out. Mind you, because when we was driving down the street, they both thrown up gang signs. And she was like, girl, like, she'll fake do this behind the seat, like, and look at me like she finna touch him. I'm just like, just touch him, whatever, I don't care. So yeah, so we she's just like, yeah, like, her obsession with one of the hood ninja was crazy, because she ain't never had that. So we go up in the store, and you know, they sell girl stuff in there, but like, it'll probably be like probably like some shoes or like a sweatsuit or something like that. I don't know. He like, help me find the flyest shit. I need the flyest shit. So the guy like, oh, I got you, boss. They love calling niggas bosses to make them spend money. So he's like, I got you, boss. So then one guy was saying that to Joe too, like, boss, what you here looking for? Da 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 da. And Joe was just like, yeah, like da da da. You see, they know a boss when they see one. And I'm just thinking like, I think that's a sale tactic, because I came in here, not at this point, but later in life, I came in there with a bum, and they called that nigga a boss too. Yeah. So yeah, we in the store, and I'm like with Joe at this point, and so is Giggles, like she with me and Joe, which, you know, of course she don't know a boy for real. So at one point he ended up coming over there, and he was like, come with me. He was like, I'm gonna buy you something. Like, you want some shoes or something? Go look at something you want. Like, I got you. Whatever you want, like, get you some shoes. He kept saying whatever you want, but then he'll go back to get you some shoes. So basically, don't get shit else but some shoes. So he's like, whatever you want, get you some shoes. I got you. Like, you know, I got you or whatever. Come over here. Like, come next to me. So they walk away, and he like got his arm around her. So I'm like, ooh, cool, they vibing, that's cool. So when they walk away, I'm like, Joe, that was weird as fuck. He was like, what? Like, what was weird? And he was like, the situation when Alex thought you would know who he was. So I said, no, I'm talking about you. And he was like, what did I do? Mind you, I'm one of them people, I'm gonna play it cool, but I'm gonna bring that shit up. I'm like, I'm talking about you. So he was like, what did I do? So I'm like, when you gonna say, your homeboy will like her in the car? I'm like, that was weird. And he was like, man, cause like, how was that weird? I said, it was weird. And he was like, I'm just saying he would like her. Like, what's wrong with that? I'm like, you're basically saying you like her too. He was like, I did not say, how was that me saying that? So I'm like, shh, the fuck up. Cause mind you, he kind of getting loud. So I'm like, shh, be quiet. That was one thing about me too. Yeah, crazy. So I'm like, be quiet. So he like, I don't like her. Like, I don't like your friend. Like, what the fuck? I don't even know what she looked like. Like, is that her? He pointed at random girls in the store. Was that her right there? I can't even remember what she looked like. So I'm like, stop fucking playing with me, bitch. You really disrespecting me, and I don't like that shit. So he was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was like, no, you do that weird ass shit. Yeah, my voice is kind of choking up. He said, you better not start fucking crying. I said, I'm just saying. He was like, man, oh my God. So I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Y'all. He was just like, bro, well, I'm trying to have a good day. What you want? Like, you want something? You want to get matching outfits? What you want to get? Like, what you trying to get? Like, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, I don't know what I want to get. But you don't do that shit again. Like, you know, at this point, I'm annoyed. I'm trying so hard not to cry. But I'm just like, oh, he testing me. He trying me. So anyway, we walk around the store. They end up getting something. I had got a pair of shoes. She had got some shoes too. Me and her actually had got the same shoes. And then him and Crypto, Alex, whatever, they got the same, well, they didn't get the same outfit. They both got an outfit. and Crypto got like a few pair of jeans, they got shoes, whatever. That was it, right? They end up going into the dressing room, they changed their clothes. I guess they needed to change for the day. Why? I don't know. Whatever. So we ended up leaving out, and he was all like, where we finna go eat? He was like, man, with a fit like this, bro, I gotta walk around. Like, we gotta go somewhere else. Like, yeah, motherfuckers gotta see this. Bitches gotta see this. So I'm thinking like, that's what Alex said. So he's like, they gotta see this. So I'm just like scrolling through my phone like, I'm just here to get the benefit of all of this. Like, I could care less about these weird ass niggas, because I could tell at this point they just want to show out. So we walk in, and Alex got his arm around Giggles, and they was kind of like in front of us at this point, because me and Joe walking side by side, and he trying to like be cool and like got his arm around me too. But like, I just was like, why you always gotta do weird shit? And he's like, Symone, let it go. Like, we could talk about it later. I'm like, we could, but like, I'm mad now. Like, I just wouldn't let it go. I'm just ruining the whole movie, I guess. I really didn't care. So next thing you know, I'm noticing that Alex kept looking back at us. So next thing you know, he ended up coming over there, and he was like, where we was at, mind you, we not that far behind him. But he come over to where we at, and he was just like, damn, how you been, Symone? Like, it's been a long time. Like, I ain't seen you in a minute. Like, how you been? So I'm like, I've been good. Like, when'd you come home? Like, how long has it been? He gonna say, I just got home probably like, you know, few months ago. So I was like, a few months ago? He was like, yeah, like probably like a few months, few days ago, I don't know. Like, I just got home though. He was like, not too long ago though. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, I'm happy you home, congratulations. He's like, yeah, they had transferred me. Like, I ended up having to go to I was gonna say Big Daddy jail. He was in juvenile hall, you know, he had to go to adult jail. So he was like, yeah, I had to go there. So I was like, dang, that's crazy. So Giggles was like, what you go for? And he was like, what? She was like, what you go for? And he was like, nothing really. It was like attempted something, like nothing too major. Like, it's not major, but you know, I'm just glad to be home. Attempted what? Mind you, Joe never told me what he went for either when I would ask him back then. So he was like, it was just attempted something. Like, it wasn't real. Like, they said I attempt to do something, but like, not like that, for real. Nothing crazy. Like, whatever you thinking, it's not that. But yeah, I didn't attempt to do anything, and I didn't do nothing. So yeah. So he's like, yeah, but I've been home, you know, like probably like a week now. And I'm just thinking like, the fuck, you been home a month or months or a few days or a week? Which one is it? So I was like, okay, that's cool. He's like, yeah, I'm happy to be home, you know, happy to be home. He's like, cause I didn't even tell nobody I was coming home, and I popped up at the house. He was like, and shit, I'm good, I'm here now because my mama broke her leg. I said, oh my God, how did she break her leg? He was like, she seen me, you know, she started running down the driveway and her ass slipped and tripped, fell, broke her leg. Like, that shit pissed me off. Mind you, I'm kind of smiling too because I just laugh at the dumbest shit, but I'm not like bringing it back in like, oh my God, that's so messed up. Here go Giggles. She just laughing uncontrollably. I'm like, okay. So he like, baby, what's funny about that? My mama got crutches now. She need help getting in and out the house. She can't even drive her car no more. We're like, what's funny? She's like, oh no, I'm not laughing about that, but she's still laughing. So he was just like, yeah, anyway, so anyway, like, yeah, I missed y'all. Like, you know, y'all my favorite people. I'm just happy y'all still, you know, doing good. Y'all still rocking. Like, y'all really my favorite people. Everywhere I went, I spoke about y'all. I told everybody. He was like, yeah, Symone, actually it was somebody who knew you. And I'm like, who knew me where? He was like, when I ended up going to, you know, the next place I went to, somebody had knew you. I was telling them about you, and it was like, yeah, they knew you. They was saying something about like you had a TV show or something like that. So I said, what? And he was like, yeah, they said like you had a TV show. I don't know. That's what niggas was saying in jail, like you had a TV show. So I said, why would they say that? They was like, something about you being psychic. I said, at the next question I wanted to ask was, Alex, how long were you, what age did you go? And how long was you in there? Because nigga, you clearly lost your motherfucking mind. So I said, you talking about Raven-Symone? He said, that's not your name? I said, no. He said, I went in there asking niggas like, y'all know who Symone is? Y'all know who Symone is? And one nigga was like, Raven-Symone? And I was like, yeah, that gotta be her. It gotta be Raven-Symone. Because I couldn't remember your last name. So I was thinking like maybe it was you. So then when he was telling me like, oh, from Disney Channel. And I was like, Disney Channel? Where is she? On Disney Channel? And I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy. He's like, okay, now it makes sense. Because they was trying to tell me like, bro, that's not your best friend. I'm telling him like, yeah, that is my best friend. But you know, now it makes sense. Okay, I was tripping. Y'all, when I tell you it was an awkward silence, and then Joe started laughing like, cuz your ass crazy as fuck. That's why I used to call that nigga nut job in there. His ass crazy. So I'm like, oh, okay. At this point, I'm like, yeah, he's that was the first red flag. Well, no. It was not. It was not the first red flag. That back in the day was. So anyway, that was that. So we still just walking or whatever like that. Him and Giggles, they talking. Every time they get into like a deep conversation, he'll turn back and start asking about me. Wasn't Joe your friend? Me and you was not really even best friends. Why do you keep trying to make small talk with me? So he was just like, dang, like, so you know I really did, not back then, but I did end up when I couldn't get the tattoo in juvie, but when I went to county, they really, I didn't get your full name because I remember how to spell it, but I got an S tatted on me. You want to see? And then he showed me his arm. He's like, look, it's right here. Like, I got a lot of stuff. I got an S. So I was like, why'd you had got an S? He said, remember we were supposed to get matching tattoos. You was going to get my name. I was going to get your name. So Joe was like, y'all supposed to get matching tattoos? Y'all, at this point, it's kind of weird. So I'm like, I'm like, no, I thought you was just saying anything, just playing. He's like, no, I just want to be in the loop. You know, like, I love y'all. Like, y'all got each other shit. And Joe's like, nah, she covered my shit up. I'm happy that Joe said this because it just changed the whole dynamics of everything. Because I'm like, I hope this nigga got a mama with an S or something, because why would you do that? So he was just like, yeah, she covered my shit up. So he like, you cover bro shit up? Nah, why would you do that? He's like, because she be in the such and such when this one nigga, he do corn. Nah, you know, but with a P. So he was like, he do corn. He swore up and down 7. That 7 did corn. And he was like, yeah, he do corn. And he was like, you fuck with a nigga that do corn? And he's like, you fuck with a nigga that be doing that be making videos? So I'm like, oh my God, here we go. So I was just like, no, whatever. So he like, man, me and my bro will go over there. Him. He was like, me and my bro will go over there and unalive him. Again, awkward silence. Here go Giggles. She's giggling. So he was like, yeah, shit. They ain't say it was attempted for nothing. A nigga ain't gonna attempt to do shit this time. It's gonna really happen. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, I was just like, yeah, no, don't say that. Because it was just awkward as hell because, like, what are you even talking about, right? Just weird. I was so happy when we ended up going to BJ's because we walked around that motherfucking mall so many times. Y'all, and then this is how weird the ninja is, right? We walking around the mall, he see girls, he like, hi, what's your name? Trying to talk to girls. Mind you, you got your arm around Giggles, but he would unhand her to try to talk to other people. Like when me and her would go into a store, or he'd be like this. When he know he want to try to talk to somebody, he'd be like, y'all want to go in that store and look for that? Like, you don't want to see nothing you want in there? And she was just like, no, that's JCPenney's or Sears, one of them. She's like, I don't need nothing in there. He's like, you sure? Like, you don't want to go in there? I think you want to go in there. So it would just be awkward, like, but that would be, he'll do little shit like that, try to push us in a store so that he could talk to a girl. But then sometimes when he couldn't help it, he'll talk to a girl right in front of her face. It was weird as fuck. Every other girl would be like, you got a girlfriend? And he'd be like, no, I don't. I ain't got no girlfriend. I just met her today. Just weird. And they would be like, no, it's cool. But only one girl actually like gave her number and was standing there just smiling. And I was just like, and it was awkward because this is me. I'm looking like, the fuck, like, that's so weird. But then Joe, I'm looking at him like, yeah, bitch, you better not try, even though we not together, but don't play with me like that, like, at all, because I would have caused a scene in that motherfucking mall. We all would have got tased and kicked out. So yeah, it was just weird. Like, he was just so weird. So when we finally went to BJ's, it was cool. Like, we talking and stuff like that, but like I said, he kept just kind of like, him and Joe would talk about stuff like, oh, you remember such from such and such? Yeah, bro, he dead now. And you remember this person? Da da da. Like, they'll just be catching up and stuff, and then he'll go back to me and be like, so what you be doing now, best friend? You go to school, you work, what you doing? I'm like, I'll go to school. What school you go to? And I was kind of so hesitant, and I'm like, I think I want to transfer to El Camino, but, you know, just trying to change the subject. And this would be Joe. She go to Southwest. And it'd be like, Southwest? Yeah, she go to Southwest, bro. So I was meaning to sign up there. Dang, mind you, we picked this nigga up from far as hell. Now, why would you go with a Southwest? Do you even have a car? Like, what would be the reason? Well, it's a lot of different city colleges that you could attend. So I was just like, you know, just was just kind of weird because at this point, like, he'll be talking to Joe, and I'm just like, let me talk to my girl Giggles. Granted, we did eat. He did pay for her food. She did buy something else about the mall. We had went to Forever 21, and we had got like a few little stuff, and he had bought stuff for her. And then we went to Foot Locker too, and he had got her some shoes, you know, so he did buy her some stuff. But it was still just an awkward, weird ass moment because, mind you, even when we was walking past girls, it was one girl he gonna tell like, shit, nigga got money, what you want? I could buy your whole day. Weird. weird, mind you. When he said that to that one girl, he had his arm all around Giggles. Arm on Giggles, like, yeah. So the girl probably thinking, like, is this nigga a pee? Because that's what it's giving. And Giggles not saying nothing because she's like, girl, but she was smiling and stuff. And I kept texting like, you good? And she's like, girl, I'm good. I don't give a fuck about this. I'm getting my stuff. Like, I'm getting what I'm getting. And I'm like, okay, cool. So at this point, we ended up leaving, and Joe was like, okay, bro, you want me to take you home first? So he like, nah, bro, like, let's slide. Like, you know, we could drop them off and let's slide. So he was like, okay, like, all right, then, shit, fuck it. So we start leaving or whatever. So Joe was all like, oh, okay, Symone, like, you want me to go to your house first or go to her house first? So I said, Joe, what do you think? What do you think I want you to do? The fuck? So he was like, all right, well, where you live at again, Giggles? So we ended up going to Giggle house, and he hopped out the car. He hugging her. He like, who you live here with? So she like, oh, I live by myself. She had her own place. Well, she had roommates. So he's like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to be coming up over here, you know, because nigga really spend time. I could pay rent. I could do whatever you need me to do. Like, yeah, I really fuck with you. We gonna have to, like, get up, whatever. Like, you know, like, yeah, you gonna be mine. And she just like, and just laughing or whatever like that. He like, you want me to walk you to the door? So she was just like, oh, okay, like, sure. When they left from the car, I was like, he weird, huh? And Joe was like, that nigga crazy. Like, he crazy as fuck. I told you, bro, it's crazy. Yeah, that's why I told you not to write him back a long time ago, because he kind of off. So I'm like, you didn't say that. Like, that ain't the reason why you said that. And I'm like, do you think it's weird he got an S tatted? So Joe was like, Symone, don't think so much of yourself. He probably got that tatted for somebody else or something else. Like, I'm pretty sure his mama name is probably something with an S. Because if he really, why would you think that's for you? He's clearly playing with you. Joe was pissed. I'm like, I was just bonding with you about how weird this nigga is, that's all. So he was just like, yeah, no, like, what the fuck? Like, he not worried about you like that. Da-da-da-da-da. All this other shit like that. So I'm like, my bad. Like, you know, the fuck? Like, why are you getting mad at me? This nigga the one weird. So anyway, when he ended up coming back to the car, y'all, he just like, oh, okay, like, yeah, she was cool. That's gonna be my little, you know, that's gonna be my girl one of these days. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, if Giggles talks to this nigga, she's crazy. You better use him for whatever you could use him for, but bitch, don't not take this man serious, because what the fuck? We ended up leaving, and they was about to drop me off at home, but my homegirl ended up telling me like, oh, come to my house, because she wanted me to go somewhere with her. So I'm like, cool. I'm like, Joe, can you leave my stuff in your car, drop me off at my homegirl house, and maybe you could come pick me up later, or I'll get a ride home. Either way to go, I know, like, whenever it was times where he'd come around like that, he gonna want to spend the night, or he gonna just keep popping up or something like that. So I knew he'll be back at my house. So I was like, yeah, just bring my stuff later and drop me off. Mind you, so they didn't drop me off at home, right? They took me to another location, right? So let's fast forward, right? So it's later that night. I ended up hanging out with my homegirl or whatever. It's later that night, and Joe was like, he finna come pull back up to my house or whatever. Like, he was staying the night, which I already knew that's what was finna happen. So I'm on the phone with Giggles. We just like recapping about everything that happened that day or whatever. It had to wait till later, of course, because I told y'all I got dropped off at my friend's house. So I'm on the phone with Giggles. We talking about everything, and she was just like, girl, he would not stop texting and calling me. Like, he's so fucking annoying. He kept telling me, like, after she was like, after I guess they dropped you off, he kept saying, like, if I wanted him to pull back up on me or whatever. So I'm like, he said that? She was like, yeah. He kept saying, like, oh, do you want me to pull back on you? Like, whatever, like, I could come by myself, or if you want, I could come with my bro. You got a homegirl or whatever like that. So I'm like, he said that? Y'all, mind you, I'm pissed, because I'm just thinking, like, not this bitch trying to best friend me. Not this bitch trying to best friend me and he playing in my face. So she was just like, yeah, girl, like, he just kept saying that. So I was like, oh, wow, that's weird as fuck. That's where I'm like, so what happened? Like, basically, like, what did you say? She was like, I ended up calling him because I was like, oh, okay, I'm about to record him so I could send it to you, you know, basically, so you could see what your ninja said, like, in the background or whatever. So she was like, I ended up calling him, and I was just like, oh, what's up? Like, you trying to see me? And he was just like, yeah, I'm trying to see you. I'm trying to come be later with you. Like, you know, and then just got home like 2 days ago. When the fuck did you get home? He was like, a nigga just got home 2 days ago. Like, you know, I'm trying to be deep in some coochie. Like, how much I gotta pay for that? She was like, I told her, like, she was like, and I told him, like, well, how much you trying to pay? And I'm like, can you get to the part about what Monica said? She was like, he basically was just like, yeah, I pay rent, like, I pay this, I pay that. You already know me, like, I spent the bag on you today, da-da-da-da-da-da. And yeah, I could pull back up. You want me to pull up? And she was like, oh, so you gonna pull up by yourself, or did you come with your friend? Like, you need me to bring a homegirl? Like, this is what she said she was saying, because she was like, he wasn't saying anything, so she trying to get him to talk. So I'm just kind of side-eyeing this motherfucking phone like, Giggles, bitch. So she was just like, yeah, so I was just telling him or whatever. So he ended up saying, like, hold on, let me see. So he was like, bro, yeah, you trying to pull back to old girl house that we was with earlier? Like, you trying to pull back to... So he was like, I heard your man in the background say, who? So, you know, just be mindful of that. I said, he said, who? Mind you, this is not my man, but it's still just the fact, like, I don't care if they went to go kick it with some other girls, whatever. But like, if he would have doubled back on my friend, like now that's weird. So, cause again, that's not my boyfriend. So I was just like, he said, who? She like, so just be mindful. So then when he was telling him like me, he was like, nah, bro, like if you want to go back, like I'll drop you off or whatever. So I said, oh, okay, so Joe wasn't trying to link with you and your homegirl. So she was like, no, he wasn't. So why the fuck is you telling me this story? So I was just like, oh, okay. So she like, yeah, but your best friend, he for sure. And I'm like, girl, that's not my best friend. I just like told her the story about him or whatever. So she's like, yeah, that's what happened. So at this point, we still just like talking because she telling me about him. She's like, girl, but I'm not about to fuck with him. Like, he weird as fuck. Like, da-da-da-da-da. He just, I don't know. He just, something about him is weird. Like, if I need money or whatever, then I for sure would like with him or whatever. But like, or if I want some stuff, she's like, but other than that, like, no, he kind of weird. Like, I'm mad he even know where I live at. Like, he weird as fuck. So I'm like, girl, yeah, that's true or whatever, right? So we ended up hanging up the phone because Joe ended up getting there. So me and Joe come to the house, we laid up, we watched the TV or whatever. So it's crazy because I literally didn't afford shit, but I had a Netflix account. How much was Netflix back then? And how was I paying it? Because I didn't even have a bank account. How was I paying this Netflix bill? I don't know. But I had a Netflix account and I don't understand. One of these ninjas had to tell me to create this account so they could watch TV at my house. Because I used to have Netflix and I never used to watch it because I never like go through it. So it was never nothing for real interesting to me on there because I never used to actually even look for anything to watch. Like for real. I feel like Netflix in the beginning, it wasn't really that interesting to me. Now I love Netflix. Like, yeah. So anyway, so what happened? So we watching TV. We just later we watching whatever movie he put on. I really don't even know what it was. Oh, you know what? I would watch all the time too fucking much. Super bad. I would watch that movie too so much. So, but we wasn't watching that though. So we laid up and we just talking. At this point, we kind of talking about him or whatever. So I'm like, that was so like, you know, I'm like, so what did y'all do? So I was just asking him like what him and old boy got into. So he was like, nothing. I had just ended up dropping him off. Like, you know, I was just ready to go or whatever like that. But he cool. I'm probably going, you know, get some money with him or whatever. He cool. He was like, but yeah. He, you know, just like I was ready to come like lay it down or whatever. He was trying to go out and party and stuff like that, all this other stuff like this. Mind you, party where? It was probably like a random Tuesday and I know you niggas wasn't going to supper. So yeah, cause y'all wasn't finna get in. Anyway, so we just talking and next thing you know, I'm laying there and my phone start going off. Like not going off, I'm getting notifications, but it's Facebook notifications. Mind you, I don't do notifications on my phone, not because of this, but a lot of reasons. So my phone started going off his Facebook notifications. So he like, who blowing you up on Facebook? Which was one thing about Joe that was so annoying because we wasn't together. He felt like he could come lay up with me or whatever, but he felt like if he around, and he could tell me about whatever the fuck he doing. But when he around me, he want to be territorial, like, oh, you better not be talking to nobody, da-da-da-da-da. I don't want you with anybody, da-da-da-da-da, right? So my Facebook going up and he like, who hitting you up on Facebook? And I'm like, I don't know, that's weird. So he's like, I see it's like so many likes, like they're liking stuff, they're commenting on stuff, whatever. Now I got a message. So I'm like, let me see. Y'all go to it and I'm like, I don't even know who this is. Like, I don't know who this is. My Facebook was public at one point, right? So I'm like, they just, you know, they sent me a friend request too, but yeah, I don't know who this is. So he like, let me see. He looked at the phone and he was like, hold on. He went to the page, he started going through the pictures, which I was gonna do too. And I'm like, Joe, here, let me see too. Cause give me my phone back, cause I feel like you're gonna go through it. So I'm like, let me see. So he like, hold on, cuz damn, you want your phone? You want your phone? I'm like, yeah. He was like, hold on. Got a whole attitude. He like zooming in on a picture. Look at me. Zoom in. And I'm over here like this. Who is it, Joe? Joe, who is he? Oh, he not saying shit. So then he ended up going to the message and then he looking and he like, look at me and he like, so I said, Joe, what are you doing? He like, I'm like, Joe, what are you doing? He said, cuz stop asking me what I'm doing. I was like confused because I'm like, bro, at this point, I'm about to just say, you could just go. That'd be my, every time when acting weird or crazy, I'd be like, you could just leave. It's fine. You could go. So I'm just like, who is it? Damn, like you about to get on my nerves. So he was like, here, cuz you got your funky ass phone back. And he like tossed it near me. So I was like, what you got an attitude for? I said, don't nobody even be doing the most or getting mad at you when you come over here and you be talking about all the different you be spending money on, da-da-da-da-da, all this other stuff like that. That's what we talking about. So he like, man, cuz just see, look at your phone. Look see who it was. If you want to see, look and see who it was. You want to see so bad. So I'm like, I don't even care. I don't know who it was. And he like, yes, you do. Go look at the phone. You know who it is. You know who it is. See it. See it. He was like, you got plans? Do you got plans? And I'm like, no. He like, you got plans, cuz? I'm like, Joe, you could go. He like, I'm not finna leave. I'm not going anywhere. So I'm like, he like, look at your phone. You don't want to see no more? Like, go look at your phone. So he like, you wanted your phone so bad? And I'm like, I didn't want it so bad, but we were seeing who somebody was, and then you just wrote to them. He like, see what I said? So I open my phone, and I'm like, I'm first going to go to their page and see who it is. And he like, okay, do that. So I go to the page. I'm looking. I'm like, I look at him. I'm like, oh, that's Alex. So he like, yeah, that's who messaged you. Go to the messages. So I'm like, okay. Go to the message. Y'all, why this nigga Alex gonna say, you look so beautiful today. Can't wait for us to link again. Let me know if you need anything. You know a nigga got a bag now. So I look like, because I was reading and Joe said, read it out loud. So I'm like, no, it's cool. He said, read it out loud. So I'm like, why? You already read it? Read it out loud. He's screaming. I'm like, hey, you gotta be quiet. You doing too much in my grandma's house. So I'm like, that's when I read it. So then I'm looking at what he said, and I'm just like staring like, why? Why, nigga? He gonna say, read the other message out loud. Read what you said. What I said, what you said. So I'm like, he like, read what you said back. Read what you said back, cuz. You might as well read what you said back. I already seen it. So I'm sitting here like, I know this nigga not playing in my time. Cause why the fuck would you respond to this and say that? So he was like, this is what Joe responded back and said. He said, thank you, LOL. Can't wait to see you again. I said, Joe, why the fuck would you say that? So he was like, why would I say what? I feel like that's what you would have said. I said, why the fuck would I say that? Because all you be giving a fuck about is when it come down to a nigga, you just care about niggas and money and shit like that. So I assume that's what you would have said. Shit, you want that one nigga that be doing the videos. And I'm like, bro, if anything, never mind. But I was just like, you're weird. Why would you say that? I'm like, I'm about to tell him it's you. So he started snatching my phone. He said, don't say that's me. The fuck? What's wrong with what I said? That's your best friend. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with what you just said. I said, I didn't say that though. Like, not you taking my phone and saying some shit and saying I said it. Who the fuck is you, Yandy? So I was just so irritated because I'm like, nah, he just did some weird shit, right? So I'm like, you know what? I put my phone on airplane mode and I closed it. And I was like, you know what? I don't even want to look at my phone no more. Like, you just irritated me. That annoyed me. Mind you, I put it on airplane mode because I don't know what this boyfriend to say back. And Joe delusional ass is thinking that I'm him. Like, it's just weird. It was kind of irritating because me and Joe was really kind of vibing. And we was kind of laughing about how weird old boy was and like vibing and stuff like that. And we was having a good time watching whatever the fool was watching. So it just irritated me how you gonna switch up because of your weird ass friend. Well, that ain't got shit to do with me when you knew this was a weirdo. A weirdo. Well, you probably didn't know that because it's your first time seeing him since when y'all was kids, and you never even knew this to begin with. He never knew this man from off the streets ever. Like, they met in juvenile hall. Like, you don't know him, and then you have not talked to him in years. Somehow y'all reconnected. When this man get out, he finds you, you link up with him. I don't know where he got this money from. Like, what are you mad at me for? But I was just irritated because I was just like, I know damn well. That's why I said the title is kind of crazy, because I know y'all probably thinking like, y'all probably thought it was gonna be her switching up on me I know y'all probably thought it was gonna be me and her kind of like falling out over a ninja, but no, it was me and Joe falling out over this ninja. Mind you, at this point, me and Joe was kind of on good terms, and I felt like this much probably thought we could get back together, have our baby, and move to Vegas. I thought that. You know, for like this a little bit. But this nigga ruined any type of idea we had. Well, I had, because that nigga was, he'll sell me a dream. I ain't gonna lie, Joe would sell me a dream. I'll be sending him apartments, houses in Vegas and shit like that. I'd be like, Joe, look at this apartment. He'd be like, apartment? Look at see how much the house costs. I could pay that. You know, I'll pay that. You know, you don't even gotta work. You ain't gotta do nothing nice. Be like, you just go to school. You find you a school out there nice to be like, oh, I'm gonna go to the college out there, the Las Vegas University. They got a good radiation program. They got a good radiology program there, and I'm gonna go there. And Joe's telling me I could just go to school and do this and do that. He said he got family there and they could watch the baby. Why would I believe this nigga got family? That nigga ain't got no damn family. So I was just, but this nigga ruined it. Because if y'all think this is where this motherfucker ends, it don't. This nigga was a psychopath. This will actually be a series. Y'all, new series alert. This won't just be a part 2. This could be a series. Yo, y'all. This is gonna be a series because this nigga was a psychopath. Y'all, he was crazy. And it's crazy how he ruined my whole life in Vegas that I probably wouldn't have been happy living. But he ruined that. Yeah. But that's it for this story time, you guys. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have a whole lot of fun tonight. A whole lot of fun. If just so happen I run into any of y'all, speak to me. Yeah, because I love when I run into y'all. I be so happy. I'm like, ah! So yeah, if you see me and I'm drunk twerking somewhere, come twerk with me, okay? Let's have a time. I love you guys so much. Be safe, have fun. Do not drive. Do not drink and drive. I most definitely will not. I got me a room. So yeah, I would not be doing none of that. Y'all don't either. Have a good time. Call that Uber, call that cab. Call that nigga if you have to, if he's sober. But do not drink and drive, okay? I love you guys so much, and I'll see you on my next one. Peace out.